Ohai. Shenyang, one of the largest cities in a northeast part of China, the administrative center of the province of Liaoning, the city of sub-provincial value. The city is located to the north from the Great Wall, on both river banks of Hanhe. The population, about card people, the occupied space minus 7,400 km. Shenyang is the important industrial center and large knot of a transport in scales of all northeast China, and throughout long time holds significant economic and strategic situation. Shenyang, the military district, is the third in military to potential in the People's Republic of China, and also possesses rich history. The diversified mechanical engineering, including production of the industrial equipment, vehicles, electrotechnical motors, etc., is developed. In the city, the enterprises of non-ferrous metallurgy, lead, copper, chemical industry, on production of rubber products, on production of glass are located. Are also rather well developed the light and food industry. In Shenyang, the main plant of the Brilliance China Auto Company is located. In the city, large higher educational institutions, the Liaoning University and Shenyang University are located. Shenyang Museum of the province of Liaoning opened on July 7, 1949 is one of the first museums created in China after coming to power of communists. Among historical city monuments, the Imperial Palace, known located in his old part as Shenyang Gugan, serving two Manchurian emperors during the first rule of the Qing dynasty. In the neighborhood of the city, a number of the known historical and architectural and cultural monuments, palaces and temples of the 9th–14th centuries. About 7,200 years ago, people in these parts were engaged in agriculture, hunting and fishery. During the historical periods of spring and falls and the period of the fighting states in this place, there was a city of Haoqing of the state of Yan. In 221 B.C., Qin Shi Huang created the uniform state and divided them into 48 districts. The territory of modern Shenyang was a part of the Liaodunsky district. In 1625, when Nurkotsi moved the capital here, the Chinese name of the city was replaced with Shenyang. Manchurians called his Mukden. In 1657, the city became the residence of the Fentiansky justice, and therefore in many sources during this period it is called by Fentians. In 1900, during the Boxing Revolt, Mukden was taken by the Russian troops under the team of the Lieutenant General D. 1. Subotic without striking a blow. At once after occupation of Mukden, Subotic took measures for the termination of robberies by the Chinese marauders and restoration of an order about what Russians were begged by the inhabitants who remained in the city suffering from robbers. Thanks to intervention of the Russian troops, it was succeeded to save a considerable part of Mukden from plunder. In the city, the police from the Russian shooters and Manchurian policemen were created. Till February 24, 1905, in Mukden, the Russian Commissarstvo, by which works the city was put in order, worked, I became cleaner, was divided into sites, received street lighting. Under the Russian influence in the city, baths, restaurant, hotel, 4 photos, a wash repair shop, bakeries, office of the Russian Chinese bank appeared. At the railway station there was the Russian settlement.
Mukden was a strong point of the Russian Empire in China till 1905, when there was the Mukden Battle, decisive overland fight of the Russian-Japanese War.
The city was lost. After the Sinkhiski Revolution, the city began to be called not the Manchurian name, Mukden, but the Chinese name, Fengtian. In the 1920th years, the city was the capital of the head of Fengtiansky clique, Zhang Zuolinyu, killed in 1928 as a result of the Huanjutunsky incident. In 1929, the name Shenyang was officially returned to the city. On September 18, 1931, the Japanese intervention to Manchuria began with the Mukden incident.
After creation of the puppet state of Manchukuo Shenyang, it was renamed into Fengtian again. With assistance of Japan in the city, the war industry intended for needs of the Japanese army began to develop.
From February 4, 1935 to February 14, 1935, in Shenyang there passed the Mukden Congress, the Far East Congress of Turco-Tatar, a meeting of representatives of the Tatar emigration of the Far East, China, Korea, Japan, Manchukuo.
At the beginning of August 1945, as a result of defeat of the Japanese and Manchurian troops during the Soviet-Japanese War, the city passed under control of the Soviet troops and was transferred by them to the Republic of China.
In the administrative plan, the city was divided into 22 areas at this time. On October 30, 1948, as a result of Lyashensky battle by Shenyang, communists seized. The new authorities changed administrative division of the city and merged 22 areas in 8. Since 1949, Shenyang becomes one of the centers of the heavy industry in China. 1953, Shenyang became the city of the Central Submission. Next year was transformed to the city district of the province of Liaoning.
In 1958, from structure of the disbanded special area Liang,
under jurisdiction of the authorities of Shenyang, passed the counties of Liaoshans, Xinmans and Taiyans, and from structure of the disbanded special region of Tellin, the counties of Feikou and Kanpings. In 1964, the special area Shenyang was formed, and from under jurisdiction of the city authorities turned the counties of Liaoshans, Xinmans, Feikou and Kanpings into its structure.
In 1968, the county of Liaoshan was returned under jurisdiction of the authorities of Shenyang, and the authorities of the special area moved to Tellin, and the special area Shenyang was renamed into the special region of Tellin. In 1969, the county of Xinmen was also returned under jurisdiction of the authorities of Shenyang.
In 1993, the counties of Feikou and Kanpings were transferred from structure of the city district of Tellin to structure of Shenyang, and the county of Xinmen, which was earlier existing as a part of Shenyang, was transformed to the city county. In 2016, the county of Liaoshan was transformed to the area of city submission.
The western Shenyang is on the alluvial plain in the delta of the Liao River, whereas East Shenyang is a part of the Manchukuo Mountains covered with the woods.
The maximum height above sea level in Shenyang -414 meters, and minimum -7 meters.
The most part of a city area is located to the north from the river of Hunhe, the main inflow of Liao.
Average height above sea level a city area -29 meters.
The northern and southern channel proceed respectively in the north and the south of a city area.
The climate of Shenyang is formed under the influence of monsoons. Moderately continental climate differs in the hot damp summer, under the influence of monsoons, and in the dry cold winter, under the influence of the Siberian anticyclones. Seasons are accurately distinguishable. Average annual temperature is 8.3 C. The lowest 28.5 C and the highest 36.1 C. The main volume of rainfall drops out in July and August. Annual level of rainfall, about 700 mm. After Japan occupied the northeast of China, the Japanese equipment began to be supplied to Shenyang. Construction of industrial facilities in Shenyang practically differed in nothing from similar in Japan. Within 14 years, when Japanese were in the territory of China, the output of the northeast surpassed the output in Japan. By 1945, when Japan got beaten in war, in Shenyang there were 45-70 industrial enterprises. By the moment, Japan very strongly depended on occupied territories. In particular, on Shenyang and the northeast, on which about a half of all goods of the Japanese colonies was made. Industry. Shenyang is the large center of the aviation, space rocket, automotive, chemical and food industry. In Shenyang, the Shenyang Aircraft Corporation aircraft building plant, division of Avic Corporation. The plant of the third and go of the China Aerospace Science and Industry Corporation Company, automobile plants Huacan Automotive Group. Releases cars and minibuses under the name of Brilliance and BMW Brilliance. Joint venture of the BMW and Brilliance companies. The plant of elevators of the Toshiba Elevator Company. Shenyang Machine Tool Group Machine Tool Factory, the plant of Scion Robot and Automation Robots, Michelin Tire Plant are based. Financial sector. In the city there is a Shenyang Bank headquarters. Information technologies. In Shenyang, the headquarters of one of the largest Chinese software developers of Newsoft Corporation is located. Retail trade. The main trade quarter of Shenyang is pedestrian Zhongji Street, on which department stores and shops of the known brands are concentrated. Construction and real estate. Annually in Shenyang, a lot of office, trade and residential real estate is built. The highest buildings of the city are skyscrapers Forum 66 and Mo Center. Transport and communications. Shenyang, the railway center of the northeast of the People's Republic of China. 8 railroads connect the city to Beijing, Dalian, Changchun, Harbin. The city serves the passenger railroad Qingshan, the high-speed line connecting Shenyang with Kwahuando. Time and way between Beijing and Shenyang is about 4 hours at an average speed of the train in 200 km/h. The first high-speed train went in 2007. In August 2007, works on a construction of a high-speed passenger branch line Harbin, Dalian, which is planned to finish in 2013 began, and the branch will connect the largest cities of the northeast, Harbin, Changchun, Fushan and Dalian. In Shenyang, 2 main railway stations, Shenyansky Northern Station and Shenyansky Station. The Shenyang Northern Station was built in 1990, having replaced the old Northern Station which worked since 1927. The building of the old station remained. The Northern Station generally serves high-speed trains. The Shenyang Station is also called local population, the Shenyansky Southern Station, though in fact the Shenyansky Southern Station is Kujiatan. His history contains more than 100 years, and begins since 1899 when it was constructed by the Russian Empire, and then is expanded Japanese. Now he is engaged in all regular flights. Within the city there is a Shenyang International Airport Toxian. Flights to Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Seoul and Shanghai. South Korea, Tokyo, Frankfurt, Sydney, Los Angeles and other cities are performed from the airport. Besides, in the territory of the city there are 3 more airports, but all of them are closed. The source isn't specified. 2796 days. The Dunta Airport, the oldest airport in Shenyang, was opened in the 1920th years and worked to the 1980th. The Bailing Airport is used for test flights by Shenyang Aircraft Manufacturing Corporation. The Yokan Airport is used only in the military purposes. Now the project of transport rings within Shenyang is implemented. 2 ring highways already work. In line the 3rd, 4th and 5th rings of the high-speed highway. City transport. The Shenyang subway has 3 lines with a total length of 88.7 km. In 1924 in the city the tram operating till 1974 was started. Since 2013 3 lines of the tram, 60 km, including the line are again let into the Toxian airport. The population of Shenyang makes card people of them. City dwellers minus card, rural minus card.
Birth rate coefficient minus 7.7 promille, mortality rate
8.53 promille, natural increase of the population negative minus 0.83 promille.
By the number of urban population, Shenyang, the largest city in the northeast of the People's Republic of China, is also included into 10 the largest cities of China.
According to development plans for the province of Liaoning and city of Shenyang, up to 2020 control of growth of population which shouldn't exceed a mark of 7 million people will be exercised. Not including migrants. In Shenyang there are 38 of the 56 ethnic groups recognized by the state. Except Han, of whom it is the share minus 91.26% at.
Manchurians, Koreans, Mongols, Chtuana, Huyets, Mio, Dongbe, Edora, Boy, Uyghurs, Tibetans, and natives of Taiwan, Kazakhs, Gib, Xiana, Weather, Chites, Nanais, Kyrgyz, Nahavdat, Buis, Manan, Russians, Evenks, Tatars, Orochina, Anaka, Elob.
Except above-mentioned ethnic groups in Shenyang, there are a lot of foreigners who are constantly living in the city. Generally it is Koreans and Japanese. In Shenyang religious constructions of different faiths are presented. Temples, mosques, churches, etc. Quantitatively after Han, the biggest ethnic groups are Manchurians, Koreans, Huyets, Mongols and
Koreans generally appeared in Shenyang during World War II when Japanese brought them for work, generally to the provinces of Liaoning and Jilin.
Most of Koreans settled in the different cities and counties around Shenyang.
Huisi appeared in the period of the early Yuan dynasty. Their ancestors lived in Shenyang. A part of Huyets came to the period of the end of the Ming dynasty, the beginning of the Qing dynasty. During this period, areas of compact accommodation of Huyets appear.
Later a part came from the Inner Mongolia and other areas. Geographically, Shenyang is in an area of North Chinese, however there is a number of differences in the field of lexicon. The Shenyang dialect is widespread. Education. In the city there are more than 30 highest and average special educational institutions. On the level of the higher education, Shenyang is on one of the first places in the People's Republic of China. The following higher educational institutions work in the city: Shenyang University, Chinese College of Criminal Police, Chinese Northeastern University, Chinese Medical University, Shenyang Agricultural University, Shenyang Architectural University, Shenyang Chemical and Technological University, Shenyang Pedagogical University, Liaoning University, Shenyang Technological University, Shenyang University of Physical Culture and Sport, Shenyang Polytechnical University, Shenyang Space University, Shenyang Pharmaceutical University, Shenyang Machine Building University. Healthcare. Shenyang, one of the cities of China which has 3 levels of medical institutions in the country, the 3rd city in China, after Beijing and Shanghai, by the number of medical institutions of Category A. Medical technologies remain one of the most advanced in the country. One of 4 in the country. Clinical Center of Ambulance of the Medical University of the People's Republic of China is located here. For the end of 2007 in the city was located 1856 institutions which are engaged in medical services. This figure didn't include medical institutions of rural and settlement level. Among them, hospitals 191. The centers of health -134. Associations on sanitary and hygienic service -312. From them, the centers -103, stations -209. The centers for control of diseases at early stages -19. The improving organizations for women and children 15. The specialized organizations for prevention and treatment of diseases -25. Sanitary inspections -14. Now treatment and prevention facilities possess a hospital on 34731 persons, personnel of various level of training -48835 people among them. The practicing doctors -18005 people, the practicing assistants to doctors -1695 people, the certified nurses -18143 people. The most known medical institution, Hospital of the Shenyang Military District. Sport. Shenyang is known for the football traditions. The local soccer team is FE Liaoning. Liaoning FC. It represents the city in the Chinese Super League. Other club of the Chinese Super League, Shenyang Tuginda, moved to Changsha in 2007. In Shenyang there is a Shenyansky University of Sport which is base for winter sports trainings for all China and brought up many prize winners of the Olympic Games. In the city to the Summer Olympic Games of 2008 the Shenyansky Olympic Center was constructed. Art and culture. In Shenyang 2 national dances enjoy popularity and The Dote Theatre is known for representations and also parodies by Zhao Benshan and his pupils. Also, Shenyang is the homeland of many onstage performance groups and the organizations, such as Shenyangski Acrobatic Troupe of China, the Liaoning Ensemble of a Song and Dancing, and also the Liaoning Ballet. Shenyang also the homeland on Ying and Lang Lang. In Shenyang there is one of the largest libraries in the northeast of China, Library of the Province of Liaoning. The Museum of the Province of Liaoning, the largest museum in the northeast of China. A set of written monuments from Manchurian Last China, including the chosen texts on Chinese and also samples of Kadansky writing, is stored in the museum. Museum of History of the Japanese Aggression. Shenyang Museum of Engines and Locomotives. In its 16 copies from America, Japan, Russia, Belgium, Poland, Germany, Czechoslovakia and China are collected. The museum on September 18, the Shenyangsky Museum of History of the Japanese Aggression, which was founded in memory of the Mukden incident. The museum looks as the huge open calendar constructed on the place where the Japanese troops destroyed the Southern Manchurian Railroad that became a prerequisite for invasion into Manchuria. Museum of Relic Culture ends. In the museum, fragments of a relic civilization, the settlement and household items found in close proximity to Shenyang are reconstructed. Shenyang Air Museum. Sites. In Shenyang there are 3 monuments of world architecture which are protected by UNESCO. The Shenyang Guggen, a monument of world architecture, UNESCO is protected. Shenyang Bailing, a Jailing, a monument, world cultural heritage, UNESCO is protected. Shenyang Dongdaling, a Yulin, monument of world culture. Tourist resources. As of 2008 in the city was 182 travel agencies, 14 hotel complexes to which stars are appropriated, 33 tourist regions of national category A, 11 industrial enterprises and agriculture open for tourism. Traditional tourist attractions are Shenyangsky Guggen, complexes Dongdaling and Bailing. Shopping streets and centers. Shopping area of Zhongji. Zhongji is the central shopping street forming the shopping area. Zhongji Street and Taiyans. On the variety of goods and trade operations it is possible to compare two shopping streets of Beijing, Wangfujing, and Shanghai, and Zhongji Street in Shenyang, the most ancient pedestrian street in the northeast of China. Also it is the longest pedestrian shopping street in China. Besides, the largest centers of Shenyang selling goods of a premium class it. Shenyang Center of Sales Jushan. Shenyang Universal Center Ishidan. Shenyang Trade City of Daiyu. Shenyang Siu. Shenyang Center of Sales Mimei. Shenyang Commercial Renaissance Complex. 2009 for 2011 expansion of Zhongji Square. And also construction of new malls is back scheduled. All about 20. Other important shopping areas. Shenyang Night City of East Pagoda Zeta. Shopping area of the Northern Shopping Pedestrian Street. Shopping area of Tessie. Shopping area of the Northern Station. Shopping area Uliki. Shopping area of the Olympic Center Hanan. Shopping area of the Southern Pagoda of Nant. Shenyang Sanhai Street. One of 10 Chinese special shopping streets and the second after the Beijing Zhongguancun, which is the largest shopping area selling the computer equipment. The Wine Market, located near Shanghai, on Fangchutang Street, is the fifth in concentration trade market of China and also the largest in the province of Liaoning and in the northeast of the People's Republic of China, the wholesale market selling goods of light industry. Luzins Park is also the specialized trade market of Shenyang, in which samples of classical Chinese works, antiques, works of calligraphy, the press, porcelain, products from nephrite, tree, corals, pearls, semi-precious both gemstones and products from them are on sale. Besides, here it is possible to get ancient Chinese coins. Armed Forces. Shenyang, the center of the Shenyansky military district. Also in and there is a headquarters of the district and air base. Also far. Write comments. Read comments. Interesting people will tell interesting stories. All of good mood and good luck.